up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another album review, and this one is to that 21 Savage ISSA, and I'm giving this one the red light, dude, because quite frankly, it's not very good of a project. He's just another one in the long line of new artists that this commercial industry keeps putting on before he's even ready to deliver a quality album and such, because he has all but one song that he's been going platinum for, that he has this unique energy that everybody comes to him for and all that stuff, dude, which is all good. He's making his money just based off of that, and I'm not mad at them trying to stretch it out to try to make more money off the album, but yet he simply just cannot do it because he can only make, 3 songs. There's only 3 songs off this project that has like 14 tracks on it, and that's really just a symptom of being in this music industry but yet not having the core fundamentals to be able to be a versatile artist to do a whole bunch of different things. He writes his songs the same exact way all the time, man. He flows the same exact way all the time. Like the whole energy he wants to deliver, he does the same exact thing. Honestly, he could have just did an EP and you get the same exact feeling that you would get off this project, and it would be like 10 times better. Because here's the 3 songs that you really get from 21 Savage. The one where he's really just going in and spitting his trap bars and such, man. No core concept at all. No matter how interesting the hooks in fact actually are and such, man. Like if he actually was lyrical to be able to take these things that he's thinking about in the hooks and make them into solid songs, it could have worked, but yet he doesn't do that. Like he'll take a song like Famous where he's talking about the ills or the pitfalls of being famous and being out there like that, man. But yet when you listen to the verse, he's really just bouncing from topic to topic to topic, like he's not sticking to that, when it could have been a well thought out song and such, much like Numb the Pain, where the whole thought process behind it is he needs this money to enjoy his life and all that, to get rid of all of the pain that he had while coming up to, he was struggling and all of that stuff, dude. Which these could have been solid songs until you listen to the verses and realize he's trying to be lyrical. He's trying to use his trap bars and just spit on any other topic. Songs like Bank Account, Close My Eyes, 7-minute freestyle. Honestly, this is the most prevalent of all the songs that he does on this. The second most song that you hear on this project is pretty much him caking up the women. I'm sure nobody really seen this one coming, and a lot of people are trying to blame Amber Rose for it. And you know, she may have had her hand in that, but in the end, he had to have been making these songs well before he was dating her and all that. I believe it's more of him trying to show that he can be more of a versatile artist and do different things, in which I applaud the attempt, but yet it's just so flawed. Songs like Baby Girl, FaceTime Special, especially that special song, man, because on that track he's doing some 100% A-grade simping up on it, like how he said, I don't care if you with somebody else, I'll still come to your rescue. Like, you trying to save these chicks out here and stuff, man, and then he's trying to do his singing and all of that stuff on top of it. And you know, that's something that you would never project that 21 Savage would say or do on any kind of song and such, man. Like when you come into it, you kind of expecting nothing but trap. Ultimately, I'm okay with that. You honestly want to surprise people at every turn to keep their interest, but yet ultimately you still want to do it on the quality level, in which none of these songs were on that. And honestly, you can't co-sign none of these things that he's saying, especially when you're looking at other songs where he's saying things like, why are you dealing with that thought that my team already ran through, we wouldn't even mess with them, but yet he's dating Amber Rose. But there was one unique song amongst all of these tracks right here that honestly was my favorite one of all of them, and is that Nothing New, where it was somewhat of a social injustice type concept that he had here, where he's breaking it down like the best that he can to actually stay on topic here, where he's talking about it all from the beginning, which he's absolutely right here, saying how it all begins with the struggle, like how people really ain't got nothing. They're struggling so hard that it leads to violence, because why are you gonna sit there and be struggling all your life and stuff when you can go out and take everybody else? And how all of this really stems back to the social injustice that we of a people continue to have, even though like he needs to research a little bit more on more things and such, man. But yet his heart is somewhat in the right place here, and that honestly was the best song because that production was solid. The way he rapped on it, like it was pretty cool. But the thing that kills me the most about this project is just the lack of bars. And you know, I came into it expecting to be no bars at all, but I would honestly prefer him to not even make an attempt than do what he was saying on this. How the Draco will make you do the chicken head like you chingy, like Chicken head, that was something that he said in one of his more famous songs and all that stuff, dude, and that was a garbage punchline. Do a diss song and watch us rap you like a mummy, pretty much saying if you diss him, he's gonna have people come through and kill you, but that was like one of the worst possible ways to project that. How he said like he's balling like Nowitzki and trying to get hit like Lewinsky and all that stuff, man, which was an obvious punchline right there that people kind of saw coming before he even begun that punchline, and that really wasn't even that good. How he said that it'll chop it down like a lawnmower and all of that stuff, dude, as lawnmowers chop down grass, and he's pretty much saying that how he'll smash a chick and all that, dude. These are like some of the worst and driest punchlines, but yet this is him probably thinking that he's spitting, you dig, man? And that's one of the core things I did not like about this project. Overall, musically, man, this is exactly what I thought it would be, just not very good from beginning to end because he's not that good of an artist, like point blank. See, the energy that he provides his fan base that has helped him go platinum and such for his individual songs, like I believe he did it 3 times with individual tracks and such, that's all well and good, but in order to create a quality and balanced album, you have to have a certain level of skill, and he and a lot of these other artists that the commercial industry is putting on simply just don't have that. So overall, man, I'm giving this joint, man, a 4 out of 10. But a quick recap here, man, the positives that I'm taking from this is I like the fact that he's trying to be a little bit versatile here, even though it does not pan out at all on any level, but yet he's making an attempt to actually showcase that he's more than what his singles and stuff have been. But yet the negatives is it's a terrible project, man, from top to bottom. But this concludes today's review, man, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Young Tech before we jump into the news and then jump into an article from downloadpads.com. So have you guys seen that a security guard at the Atlanta Arena, basketball arena down there, I think it's called the Phillips Arena, he's pretty much suing that arena and pretty much claiming that there's a lot of discrimination that goes in between black acts and white acts and all that stuff. And when you read through it, you realize, okay, he has a point there when he's saying that security has to pat down all of the black acts that come through, but none of the white acts actually have that happen. And that's some nonsense, man, because when you look at some of these country acts and all of that, who's out here trying to claim freedom, they always be rolling with their guns and all of that stuff as well and stuff, dude. So ultimately, this is a super racialized type thing that he's pointing out, which he definitely has a point here. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpads.com, and today's article is about how you do not have to like individuals in order to work with them. And this is something that's key that people really need to understand, because I understand when you get frustrated with an individual, you really don't want to deal with them and you end up trying to cut off all kinds of ties with them. But in some cases, man, rivals, you can somewhat coexist with them in order for the greater good for everybody and such, dude. Like sometimes your rival becomes your best ally, and that's something that was written in the 40 Laws of Power. You just got to keep things 100% business. Make sure that the money is flowing both hands and nobody is messing up. And from there, you can just work with individuals. You don't have to be friends with everybody. That's like some childish, immature thought. You don't have to actually be best friends. You just have to work well together to go out here and get this money. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.